I want to show you briefly how this looks inside the course management system. On our campus, we use D2L. Before that, we had used Blackboard, and I think it's pretty similar. I'm now starting to blur the two together. One of the reasons I wanted to put the course material inside of the CMS is that the students are using this for all of their courses, and in the coming weeks, especially for the first 2 weeks, the students are going to have to figure out how to manage their 4, 5, or 6 courses um, themselves, and every professor is going to do something slightly different, I'm sure. So at least for the short term, I think it's really important that we get all of the deadlines and structure and everything we can to help students navigate that. So inside the course management system that our school uses, when you put items in here for them to do, it shows up on a calendar, and depending on how they have notifications set up, those calendar items can even, they can be reminded of those calendar items. So that will be a help as they make the transition. You can see that my first assignment over here is already in the calendar for next week. And so this is what it looks like inside the content management system. I made a new category in content called daily work, just to call it something that differed from what I had before. And this will be a big chunk of their grade going forward. That, and of course, that category didn't exist before. We had all sorts of other kinds of assessments before. And you can see the first one that starts off here, daily work 1, is this thing with several things attached to it. One of the reasons that I like the course management system is that you can have the stuff just show up and then have the due dates all inside here. And so I don't have to worry about students sort of stumbling onto things in kind of the wrong order. I can ensure that the material is threaded in a way that it is only available after after the date that I expect them to have worked on it. And if I get a little bit ahead of them, of course, I'll have several of these overlapping, but I think it will help. It'll help sort of keep things contained, that the work will sort of be unveiled to them as they go, rather than just seeing it all, 6 weeks worth of work there at once. So I have a little bit of an explanation to the students about what they're looking at with the links. The structure here is 2 PDF documents with videos. So in the first document, there's some background material that's really review from what we did before spring break, followed by an example. And then in the first video, I walk through this example and do all the calculations in detail. Then at the end of the first video, I ask them to repeat that process for the 2 problems that are on the second document. And the second document has 2 examples on it. So I would want them to work through these on their own based on what they read in the first, or saw in the first video, and perhaps recall from several weeks ago. Then, because I'm not confident they would remember a whole lot from 3 weeks ago, I did make a second video that walks them through this example. And what I'm hoping they'll do is try these problems first and then check to see, based on this example, whether they did that right compared to the video. Then that'll give them a chance to revisit this one or revise, edit in whatever way they want. And then this is the thing that I want them to submit. I know that not many of my students have printers at home, and so I've tried to keep this fairly light. And on the solution, I've asked them just to write down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a blank piece of paper and tell me what they did. I have this available for them so they can look at this while they're writing on paper, but I'm not going to require that they either have a printout or that they repeat the question on the piece of paper. By having us very focused, I'll know what they're answering. So that's what the bulk of this is. And then by the time they get to video 2, there's a little bit of time at the end of that video where I'm explaining to them what I want them to do in words. And it really is just what's on this little piece here. And inside of our content management system, this link, day 1 assignment, this link takes you to a page where the students can upload a picture of what they did. I did check that if you access the content management system from a cell phone, then when you go to the upload link, you can just navigate to the camera roll and pick a photo to upload straight into the content management system. I'm hoping that I can train them all to use a PDF scanning app. There are some that are built in on different phones and some that you can download. Unfortunately, those often create files that are in odd places if the student's not familiar with it. They'll either go to the phone's file structure or to the cloud or something else. But if as many of them as can figure that out, the better in terms of getting a document that's easy to look at. But either way, they'll definitely be able to upload things right in the content management system. The advantage, another advantage to the content management system is that when they do upload things that way, at least in this content management system, there's a way on a tablet to open their submissions and just sort of mark, whatever on it with a stylus. So this one won't require really any marking, but it is nice that on my tablet I can just open each one of their submissions and just give it a numerical grade or a check mark or something. Anyway, so that's what it all looks like. That'll do it for day one, and we'll see if I can keep up with it.